There was a little bit of drama happening at the Hickory Fall Brawl tonight. Trent Barnes received a black flag and then proceeded to get out of his car after he parked it on the at the start finish line in Victory Lane, and then he seemingly angrily walked out of the car and back to his hauler, while the Hickory staff had to deploy a tow truck and tow the car back to its hauler, and his night was ended. This also came after the track received some criticisms from the Barnes brothers for not picking up their transponders during qualifying, forcing Doug Barnes Jr. to have to requalify on a hot car, which he was not very happy about, and he expressed those sentiments on social media. But let's focus here on Trent Barnes. You can see here there is an official at the back of his car, maybe checking underneath of it to see if there is some kind of issue or something like that. And then he goes and is talking to other track officials, obviously probably up in the booth, on determining what indeed they are going to do. But let's take a look here and see what indeed happens. So you can see he was checking the car. He is still kind of looking at the car, and then he's obviously receiving instructions, maybe passing word back on whatever he examined underneath of the vehicle. And now he's going over and nope, he's still pacing. Now we have a police officer coming over. Maybe he's just going to the trash can there. You can see the little blue bin that he might be going after, while the official is still pacing back and forth, hand over his ear so he can hear a little bit better. Now he's going over and grabbing a black flag. He grabs the black flag. He's going over to the car. He then leans in, tells Trent something with the black flag in his hand, puts the black flag back. Trent is now getting out of the car. You can see him moving around in there, getting out of the car. The official doesn't seem very happy about it, but he's not going to do anything. Police officer's still there, kind of overseeing everything. Trent has his helmet off and then walks off camera. And that would be the end of it. We don't get any really details on what happened, why he was black flagged. The announcers don't give us any information. It was just kind of bizarre that we didn't get any details on that, because I think they had a guy in the pits too. So it's just kind of weird that we didn't get any information. But anyways, we did get some information from Moonhead. He took a video over here. He says this is even better because Josh Williams is in attendance. Obviously a reference to NASCAR Xfinity Series driver Josh Williams, who infamously gave a heart to NASCAR officials after he parked his car on the front stretch at the start-finish line after NASCAR had black flagged him because they deemed his car was not repaired properly. And then he was very unhappy. But we do have this video here from It's Moonhead, where he kind of zooms in, and it looks like Trent Barnes is giving the bird to Hickory officials up in the stands as he is walking away, something that we didn't get to see on the Flow Racing cameras. But let's take a look here at what happens with Trent Barnes. It's a really blink if you miss it moment. I can't really hardly see what's going on. Obviously, I think Moonhead had a better shot at what was happening from the stands there. But we did get some confirmation from Trent Barnes on social media in response to this video. Moonhead was like, looked like a FU, but need Trent Barnes to confirm. And then Trent Barnes says a big FU, Hickory indeed. So clearly he was indeed giving the track officials the bird. And then we also got an explanation as to why he was giving them the bird and why he was so upset. He said, race monitor doesn't pick both team cars up in qualifying, tells me under caution I can test my issues out, next green flag run, and we would go from there. They decided to park me without letting me test our fix. Hickory Speedway is a crap hole, period. So there you have it from Trent Barnes as to why he was upset. He seemed to have some communication with the Speedway and the track officials, indicating that he would be allowed to fix his car, whatever the problem was with the car. And then they decided to change their minds, according to Trent, and decided to park him. And then this was kind of been brewing. Earlier today, Trent said that Hickory decided to not clock both of our team cars the first time we went out for qualifying. nothing new here. Obviously already kind of upset with track officials. And then as far as the second team car, that's his brother, Doug Barnes Jr., who said he's starting 7th because they made me qualify again at 200 degrees. I asked them to hand time my GoPro footage, and I was told to get the F out there. Good old Hickory. He then added, not sure how my transponder didn't work after it worked all day, but this happened at Florence, and they had someone hand timing every car on top of race monitor just in case something like this happens. Should be the standard. And the Barnes team has had issues with Hickory Motor Speedway all throughout this year, going back to March. Wrote this article up on Bounding into Sports back in March, where after winning the first 2 races at Hickory Motor Speedway, Doug Barnes Jr. got involved in an accident in one of the ensuing weeks and had to go and repair his car in the first race. He got it repaired in the second race, thought he was going to be able to race, and Hickory officials basically told him you can only start and park, and he wouldn't be getting any points or anything like that. This is what he posted to Twitter after the race. He said, just got royally screwed tonight. Hickory got wrecked in race 1 and couldn't continue. They let us fix our car and go up to the grid before telling us we were only allowed to start and park. They had 2 hours to relay info. I will make a video on this when I get home tomorrow. He would indeed make a video, and he actually accused Hickory officials of threatening to arrest him as well, and he provided more details on what happened. I'm not going to get into that. I feel like that's a whole nother video, but as far as what happened at Hickory Motor Speedway tonight for the Fall Brawl, Trent Barnes parked his car on the front stretch, gave the track the bird, given the fact he was not happy with them because they had told him, according to him, that he would be allowed to test out a fix for the car, and they decided to change their minds and have him park it instead. So I leave it to you. What do you guys make of what happened with Trent Barnes at Hickory Motor Speedway for the Fall Brawl?